This is the last of our 4 looks. This is high key, which is low contrast, used in action films, used in television, happy news lighting, where everything is kind of in a bright relationship to each other. Very slow fall off from bright to dark. So in order to do that, let's lighten up our background. Instead of the chroma key background, we're gonna bring out the CBS gray background. That is going to reflect light right back to us. If we wanted to hit it with fun colors, it would reflect those colors in their true color right back. It absorbs some, but it actually sends back the correct color. We're going to leave that nice and bright. We're going to light our background with our biggest lights, the 650 open face here, the Ari, and the Mickey. We're going to make this nice and bright behind Mark. Then we're going to go ahead and make sure we have a good backlight on him to really still want to just kind of carve his head away from the background. Now our ratio between our key light and our fill light are going to be very close to each other. Normally, most people would think it like, oh, you must have just put a light right over the camera, but not. We're going to actually see some good definition in Mark's features, and that's by having one side still a little bit brighter than the other. We're going to use a 650 Fresnel with some spun on it. That's going to be key left on Mark's left side, and then we're going to bring the fill light is going to be another 650 with some diffusion on it, and we may pull that back a little bit. With that diffusion, it'll wrap around and join the key light. So we tend to call that ratio key plus fill to fill, because this one is going to wrap around and join the key light. So it'll be the fill light and then the key plus fill. Let's go do some happy lighting. Hey, Mark, you're looking awful happy there. Here we go. We have high key, low contrast, sometimes called happy lighting. You see it used in sitcoms and action films because you want to have a lot of light so you can have focus depth on anything you want to get to. It also kind of energizes your audience. How did we achieve this? Well, we start with a really bright background. We have a 650 watt open face over here, 1000 watt tungsten Mickey over here, full flood, hitting a different background. This is our CBS background cyc curtains, and it reflects back the same color temperature that hits it. So it absorbs the light beams that aren't that color and reflects back, another one of those attributes that we talk about. So Mark, we have a nice little backlight on him, just really picking him off the background. You still kind of need that. You still want that separator. Let's talk about the key light. We have a Fresnel key light hitting him right on here. It has a little bit of spun diffusion on it, just so it is a specular light, but we're breaking that up a little bit. And I want to have an even fill light on him. So we have another 650, but we're putting that through a half silk to really diffuse it, and it's wrapping around his face. So we talk in this kind of contrast as our key, but because our fill wraps around with it, it's the key fill to fill ratio. If I took a light meter and read the incident light, the light that's hitting Mark's face, I would turn my meter towards that light. I would take a reading on that by blocking my fill light, and then I would do the opposite, take my fill light and block my key light. And then I would know by the foot candles that I probably have twice the amount of light on this side, one on that side. To our eye, it looks very even. But the human eye really starts discerning heavy contrast when you get into 4-to-1 ratios, 5-to-1, 8-to-1. That's when you start going into low-key, high-contrast areas. But how about you, Mark? You feeling happy about this lighting?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's see how our high-key, low-contrast lighting situation looks like. See you later, alligator. Peace out. If we had audio on Mark, he'd be singing for us right now. But as you can see, he's wearing glasses, but we put the key light high up enough where we drove the shadow of his glasses down under his eyes. Whenever you're working with someone with eyeglasses on, you want to take that into account. Don't make them feel uncomfortable, the fact that you may be getting glares or shadows. Whenever you're talking about that challenge, and it is a challenge, not something wrong with them, talk about it offset. And know that by changing your height of your light and the reflection of tilting your light up and down, you can change and deal with the challenges of eyeglasses. You can also try moving the height of your camera up and down just a little bit. Having the talent move the glasses down themselves, they may not be able to see, and that would take them out of playing their role. And that might be a bad situation for your director. Remember, the goal of lighting is to make things look natural and make your talent feel very comfortable in their situation. There we go.